Okay, hello YouTube, hello everyone. We'll be going over patch 4.2 CN patch notes, but in this perspective of NA players and global. Alright, let's get started. Oh, before we do, this is from the global Honkai Discord. You'll be able to find all the translation from their group. Yeah, alright, let's go. This is also a work in progress, so yeah. But most of the major events and the major details should be here already. So let's get started. Onto new content in the event. We're gonna be getting the new Rita Fallen Rosemary is a quantum Valkyrie and does lightning damage as a DPS and as well as a elemental support. Does this change anything that's gonna be coming towards the set of lineups for current Valkyrie sets? I think it can, because if this is a solo support for HOT, it might become a meta changing for the lightning meta, as it will help amplify Hot's Treasure of Thunder's damage output to a whole new level, as she already does a lot of damage with the Bella already as the elf, because the elf already gives such a good supporting backing towards the HOT Valkyrie. And then for how to get Rita, it's simply by going towards the treasurer and be able to purchase them through willpower. We'll be using a new ancient heritage material. I'll be referring to like a purple willpower for most of the time, because it's literally purple like any other. You'll be able to get them on August 20th. This is for the CN. We don't know when it's going to be for global, and it should come out at the same time. If it comes out at the same time with in CN, it should come out at the same time with global, but it could change, who knows. But Rita as a lightning support rather than a universal, set of support, I think it's not that bad, not that good, because with the following lineup, we already have Margrave with Dubious Duality as well as CC Elf. That alone is already good for a very solid lineup for most of the elemental damage output. I don't think this is gonna make any big plays, except for maybe certain bosses in Memorial or in higher level Myrad plays. It could make a difference, as the player, they're much skilled in the way that they execute the type of composition that has been set up. But when it comes to free-to-play players, like, you could get her for waifu purposes, that's fine, but when it comes to lower brackets, it honestly doesn't matter, because having a good solid support from elsewhere will already set you off to a good path. I don't think this is necessary. You might as well get her for a waifu purposes, because she is free. Very long grind, but it is still free. Is it worth using her competitively from higher brackets in Myred? Probably not. People are still going to use it anyway. On to the next battle suit. We're going to have Danzai Spectromancer, one of the augmentation for Shadow Dash augment, Metaphysical, as well as supportive skill. There's already a post on this where they show out her numbers and skill set. I'll probably go over that later on, but this is basically an introduction for SD augmentation. Do I think it's going to be meta breaking? No, not really. I mean, because of how much of a dilution there is in physical support and physical DPS, adding another one wouldn't make it much of a difference. We already have TP who does most of the things that you want her to do, or you want a physical damage dealer to do, and you also have SN. That's basically it. As long as you have SN, you probably cover majority of the physical components of the game. Because right now we're gonna be heading in towards a heavy elemental damage meta. We're not gonna see any. We're not gonna see, if any, a limited amount of physical meta, or like especially in Abyss. Maybe in Memorial we're going to eventually have like a 1-2 or a 2-1 split of physical and elemental, or elemental and physical. There's rarely a time where you see a 3 split where you get full set of elemental bosses or physical bosses. That only happened one time, but that was the only time, I think. In terms of patches. Okay. When it comes with a event, you get her tutorial, story, stress test, all the good jazz for when she comes out. When FR or Rose comes out, we'll be getting chapter 19. Chapter 19 will reward another Rebel Blades. I have no idea, or at least I haven't read much about the Rebel Blades effect for this one. You also get tickets and chips, a lot of materials, all the good jazz with it, and new equipment. There already been posts releasing the numbers. I'll probably go over that in another video or another time. But it looks amazing, and it'd probably be a more of a pseudo Margrave set, basically for instead of TDM is probably for elemental. I wouldn't say that. In order for Irene to be really meta breaking or anything close to something like a Margrave, is if it has an insane number of armor shred. That there's just absolutely no way I could think of anything possible that could top Margrave other than adding insane number of armor shred. We'll also be getting Cert and Utu pre-arm. I think this is gonna be massive, like enormously big boost to two Valkyries. Okay. Alright, adjustments and optimization. Herschel Thunder fixed the problem when a character enters the battlefield, release a special finishing move where it gets switched in another dead character instantly. I have not experienced this fix, but if it's so, then cool. I don't see any reason why someone would switch and your entire lineup is, or one of your lineup is dead. I mean, at that point you might as well restart the run, right? AE and Azure Emperor and Valkyrie Gloria fix the issue where a move will cause enemy to behave abnormally. Okay, this is kind of like important because of how the way that movement works in game, where AE has the ABA combo where it lifts up, but sometimes the game could probably glitch the characters, the enemies especially, where it just wouldn't work the same, or they'll just stand still. I seen that happen. I experienced it myself. And Valkyrie Gloria, of course, her charge skill is gonna have some bug. All Fuhuas will have a text. Oh, okay, this is just story. Who reads the story? But hey, they fixed the text box. SN, there's an issue where the chain on the back would pass through the arms in the Valkyrie interface. I have not seen that happens, but hey, they fixed it. Fixed the issue on where the skirt vertical display interface when wearing the red outfit. Okay, fix the vertical display interface. Blood Rose skill can be used during ultimate. Okay, this fix is probably the biggest fix that I can see right now. I'll go back to it. KMV shot resonance, optimize the skill description, make it more accurate. For everybody, adjusted the trigger mechanism for QTE. When QTE is triggered, all enemies on the field. If all enemies on the field are not affected by the turn, the time factor QTE of the background Valkyrie can be triggered normally. Has there been any sort of bug that this could happen on? Adjust the trigger mechanism of time fracture QTE when time fracture is triggered, even if all enemies in the field are not affected by it. Oh, okay. That's insane though. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. I mean, compared to this, but I mean, this is really good. Wow. Basically, if it is mobbing around Abyss, you're able to trigger QTE off target. I mean, that could be good and bad, but on the good side, you're able to trigger QTE on enemies that that you may not be able to reach, and that may enable you to move your character to the place where you want it to QTE on, and that way you could be able to combo off there. The bad thing you could do is if you launch a effect onto a target that procs a QTE, and that QTE affects off target, then you miss that proc onto the enemies that you're targeting. That's the only downside I can think of. Okay, fix issue where Phoenix, FS, etc. use their own marker skill and okay, just fix the bug there. Okay, enemies. Hellfire or Fire Max. Remove enemy Iron Body Ignite immunity. Replace with high anti-interrupt Iron Body that only takes effect during a specific skill. Okay, that makes absolutely no difference because you just one-shot it. That's basically how you get past it. When it comes to this, in Memorial, not even Memorial, no one doesn't what I'm saying. Especially in Abyss, because I know this is gonna happen in Abyss. Iron Body's Ignite immunity. You're now able to use VK against it, but this might be a effect in Flashpoint, if that ever stays. Probably not. For the majority of the Fire Mechs, it's basically Iron Body that's mainly the issue that you had to worry about. Everything else, Ignite immunity or high anti-interrupt, that doesn't matter. You just tank through it, or one-shot it, one or the other. All right, Immortal Blades, Rifle, and Hellbird's. Remove the skill of Absorb Grenade. SP Train. Is that a stigma? What the hell did I just say? Oh, those girls with those VR headset glass. Okay. Okay. They launch grenade that explodes on the ground, and that aurora around it when after it explodes drains SP. They remove the skill. I think that's good. It allows you to play into if this, because this usually happen during Abyss, and it's a great way for you to play around the map because you're able to you're enabled without worrying about SP train, because if you have to play around this, then you may have awkward positioning on the map and you're not able to combo off the way that you would want to because of how awkward the combo is. So imagine you're playing HOT and you're trying to launch your final drop of burst damage, but then you got hit with one of these, then and the SP drains on the ground, you're not able to rotate into your BD quick enough for you to be able to launch it. Quick enough for you to launch BD before you get your SP drained for you to launch it, and you miss out on your timing. I think this is really good so that you don't have to play around map positioning, but that's about it. Blair with Fire Trauma. Remove enemies' Iron Body Ignite immunity. Replace with High Anti-Interrupt. Same thing with Hellfire. You burst Blair down before it kills you. Okay, Dark Bronya. Remove the effect of some skill that produce time lock AoE. I think this is good, but what are the chances where you're fighting against Dark Bronya all the time? For the most part, Dark Bronya isn't gonna be here anytime soon with the uprising of elemental damage meta coming here. But I guess this is a nice plus. You don't have to worry about being locked into place. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, Fire Benaris. Optimize AI when enemies in fire form. AI won't fly as much anymore. I guess it's good. I mean, for some, it's going to be absolutely miracle. You could probably have lesser RNGs now because of better AIs. But does it really matter? Not really. Just burst them down before Bella flies. But hey, to some people, it might be really good because you're able to play a lot more forgiving base combo builds or DPS builds that you would want to, or stall builds that you would want to play into. Most of the time you probably play burst build, but hey, for someone who likes who isn't able to afford burst build, such as Kikaku with JST and then going to BD with double Newtons, hey, stall build might be probably the best other options that you can make. But yeah. Optimize crab enemies no longer block movement of Valkyrie after using skill. I think this is a really big plus, but we don't see that only in Abyss. And in Abyss, you're able to play around it really easily. I don't know why they would really need to optimize this. This is very play aroundable, or like you could play around this. This is I won't. Yeah, to fix the issue where the name of Hales and Red Lotus would display. This is the new Abyss, which we'll be going into real soon. Reduce the radius of SP pack drop by enemies. Adjust to 40% of the current radius. This is massive, especially for MA runs, because now you have to worry about freeze timing, or like the pause timing, where you have to wait for it to drop and be able to play towards the SP packs, because SP pack is basically a make or break for MA runs, and this is really important for high rankers to be able to get that pack ASAP and go into the second rotation. Other than that, this is really, yeah. Other than that, yeah, that's the only thing that is really good for. But this may make or break the MA runs of 30Ks or 29Ks or even 31Ks. Yep. All right, new Abyss, Exalted Abyss. Okay, Exalted Abyss is a brand new Abyss gameplay open to all captains for 81 and above. So compared to the current Abyss, we're gonna be having a split Abyss of Exalted and the regular Abyss, where anyone under 81 or lower will be playing, and this is gonna be, similar to Exalted MA. We're gonna be having Exalted Abyss. Exalted Abyss is divided into 5 groups: Forbidden, Sinful, Agony, Red Lotus, and Nirvana. In addition to new tier line, each group has 3 tiers: 1, 2, and 3. At the end of the round, captain will receive different trophies according to the ranking in the groups. The system will determine your next rank based on the number of trophies owned by captains. When captain reaches a certain number of trophies during that round end, they can be promoted to the corresponding ranks. I think this is utterly garbage. because of how unforgiving it is, or in my opinion, is going to be really unforgiving because say that you're not able to make that threshold, then you'll be punished even further. Unlike before, where you just get demoted and then you just have to climb back up again, and then um, if you haven't been able to make that threshold, you're able to retain, and that's one of the benefits of all of this, where you're able to retain in a certain rank position so that you could continue staying there. But on the off chance that, I mean, the counter argument would be that this gives better rewards for the amount of it's a high risk high reward kind of thing. But at the end of the day, consistency always wins. I mean, you can always play high roll, but unlike any other games that I've played, especially if you come from MMR rating games like this, they usually turn out pretty bad because of how weird that MMR tends to uh, tends to make it to be. But I don't know. Let's see how it goes. It could be good. It could be wrong. I could be wrong. But hey, from what I experience, from playing other MMRs type games, um, they seem to have this really weird way of marking these ratings up. Say that if one of your friend who is a really big whale ends up being a crappy player, then he could definitely stay in agony or Red Lotus, even though he has such a great equipment, and you're right here a free to play player with barely anything, trying to make, but you're the best player ever trying to make past agony, and you face off against it, but because this guy has such a high amount of equipment and gears and stuff, he can play as bad as possible and still outscore you. And then you're stuck with this dilemma of saying, why can't I just stay at second or third place behind this first place whale and be able to promote with him? But instead, you're stuck here with other players who are similar rankings than you, even though you are a better player. That's usually how I see it. But hey, maybe they'll balance it by giving it by making the challenge a bit more fair towards players or grouping that don't have a lot of gears to work with, or free to play players who are light spenders who don't have much to work with, and this is what they have. Maybe I could be wrong. Okay, season pass. Let's see, front protocol beta season. This would be for captains level 70 above, continuous open across multiple versions. Captains 70, 80, and 81 above divided into two groups. Participate in the Abyss, Memorial, Lockdown Zones, and other gameplays. They can obtain points after accumulating a certain number of points. They can get rich reward. I think this is something to do with a special event where you're able to grind out materials. I have no idea though. But from this, it's basically a place to just grind out materials. Actually, no. Okay, I see what this is now. I saw this. Okay. This is basically another version of Honkai Labs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That is all I can think of. Online raid optimization. Adjust the weekly reset update time for online raid from Monday to Friday to Monday. A new technical training has been added. When level is reset every Monday, captains level 70 or above can choose to participate in a normal raid or tactical training level. If you choose to activate normal raid, you will not be able to participate in tactical special training level. The normal rate will automatically reset. If you choose to activate tactical special training level, you can still enter normal raid, but it is not reset automatically. For division in the tactical special training level, you can get Utility, Harmony, Strand, Jade, and Ether. At the same time, the use of Valkyrie to participate in the battle will get Ether and random stick ghosts. So this is for the upcoming bounty, where you're able to get more stigma, the new stigma that's going to be arrived, which we'll probably go into soon. But basically, you're able to choose between getting either the normal rate, where you do Ashura Throne or Homo Treasure, the regular stuff, or you can switch into tactical special training, where you're able to grind up for stigma, so you could buy that Anna set. Yep, we'll be gonna do that real soon. Alright, Void Blade active effect recovers 2 SP per second. Irrelevant. On Utu, optimize skill active so that Valkyrie can connect to other action faster after using an active skill. I think this is really good on the animation combos and stuff like that, because right now VK is very clunky in the way that her animation works, where you cannot cancel any of her animations. This makes it a lot faster, because I'm pretty sure that MiHoYo is not going to make animation cancel on her QTE anytime soon. So being able to shorten your cooldowns, shorten the animation cooldowns, or like be able to jitter link your animations from one to another, will probably optimize your MA runs or Abyss scores a lot better. Alright, stages, Dirac Abyss. We haven't gotten this in a while, or fix the issue of abnormal damage caused by thunder drones. Does that really do anything? Not really. Memorial Arena, after the SS level memory battlefield is over, the end will add a 2-second gap period. Doesn't affect final score. If it doesn't affect final score, then why should I care? Stress tests. HOC stress tests will be moved to menu to character traits, trials. Like always, level adjustments during the 4.2 version. All stages that drop SD fragment will double daily attempts limit. Nice, you'll be able to grind for SD and be able to get that augmentation for your favorite waifu. You can now forge Cert, Pre-Arm, and Utu Pre-Arm. Captains who own an Utu Pre-Arm will now be able to tune an Utu again. And Utu Pre-Arm has the Key of Destruction related bonus. Yep. Nothing unusual here. Vermilion Knight, Umber Rose, Phantom Iron, SJ, what was SJ? Yeah. They're going to be added to the dorm. You can now choose. You can choose to use the current wishing well or old wishing well. Alright, the shop. The Witch Orb will now have DB or Dojin Bolt, I think. Argent Knight and Molotov Cherry. Exchange Shop will now be Thales and Cert will be added to Exchange Shop. War Treasure added Ancient Heritage, Fallen Rosemary character, and Fallen Rosemary Fragments exchange item. Increase weekly exchange of Lightning Empress. After unlocking element Lightning Empress, you can now exchange 3 pieces of LE every week. When LE is promoted to double S, 3 additional pieces can be exchanged every week. The price of additional exchange is 14 ancient wills each. Logistic Terminal added prototype Sucinterian. God, I can't pronounce that. Redemption item. Rosemary Flower Shop added Rosemary Flower Shop. Limited item. Captain can now exchange Irene, Adelier, Stigma, 6k resonance each, and Death Iris weapon for 4k resonance. Shop refresh. Adjust the display rules. The store will now display the free times first. After the free times is used up, the pay refresh time are displayed. Okay, Battle Pass. We're all excited for this. We will now be getting purple Lucron. Elite Works will now have Cert, Irene Adler, and Rose Fragment. Night Score outfit from Night Pass. Season Pass, get up to 50 Rose Fragment. Okay, we're coming to the end. Undocumented, this means that it's not yet confirmed or like still work in progress, so things could change. Knight and Battle Paladin Pass will give more EXP and missions, more weekly EXP and missions. This will affect your max level achievable in Season Pass. Yellow Lucron can now be used to buy previous BP shop, available between 4.2 and 4.5. You can purchase stuff that you already have purchased before. Alright, quality of life. I think these are the most fun part about these updates. Affixed lock test. A new affixed lock function has been added. Captain can use spear stabilizers to lock in affixed during affixed rerolls. This is great because you're able to lock in such a one of your attack, and then you just keep rerolling until you can get that other attack stigma, and this is great. This is great. Captains can obtain Epstar stabilizers through Battlefront Agreement. Basically another event that they're probably going to be hosting. We'll probably know more about in due time. This function is still in testing stage, and we'll continue optimizing the function based on feedback from Captain. Yeah, so we'll know more about it when 4.2 comes closer to global. Equipment upgrade has been added and can forge and upgrade stigma in the forging system. Great, now you can forge and upgrade at the same place without having to go between your foundry and the equipment tab. Nice quality of life. Added forgeable stigma. You can now make Monet, Perry, Michelangelo, and Anna. Monet, Perry, and Michelangelo can be obtained through direct forging or equipment upgrades. Anna stigma can be obtained through equipment upgrades. Anna can only obtain through equipment upgrades in 4.2, and Anna's supply will be added after version 4.3. After upgrading, Captain can use Mithrites 5 times 500, Mithrites times 500 to inherit affixed of the consumed stigma to the new stigma. Oh, you can now be able to transfer stigma from one to another. That's really good. For details of the information announcement, okay, we'll be doing that probably in another video or something. Bounty task. Okay, this is what we're exciting for. Bounty task has been divided into SS level, S level, A level, B, and random commissions. During the event, which is the previous event mentioned before, you're now able to change rewards to silver coins. Silver rewards can be exchanged for reward shop event. Is probably work in progress. It's highlighted in red, that's why. The number of rewards entrusted for activities and the number of assists per week are shared. Alright, weekly reports has been added for Exalted Abyss, of course, because there's new coming in. You're now able to display dorm bonuses in Divine Keys and Dorm. Button to view dorm bonuses now show both Divine Key and dorm bonuses. Oh, that's nice. Added a zoom function for the vertical display of a Valkyrie. Nice, you can now be able to zoom to view the beauty of your Valkyries and your waifus. Optimize the function of hiding the UI. Now the UI can be completely hidden. This is for viewing your Valkyries. So you can take a lot of pictures of them. A switch function has been added to the fitting room where you can see the costume style of the Valkyries. Nice. Added some enemies, illustrations, and background content. You can view the enemies' background stories. Wow, you're able to read into the things that you're killing. Nice. When forging bounty equipment, you can now use locked equipment for forging. Great, now you don't have to unlock stuff now, and you can just keep it similar to pre-arms now. Added a second confirmation mechanism. When a rare task appears, a second confirmation required to refresh. Captains with Swift Finger don't have to worry about missing rare missions. Look at 80 plus breakthrough task optimization. Added missions and reward related to Exalted Abyss. Great, more rewards. Optimize voice of Valkyrie at full level. Optimize the related prompt speech techniques to make it more accurate. Storm Chibis, added Fallen Rose. I can't wait to see what that looks like. Added the interactive actions and voice of Fallen Rose. Okay, this is probably the interesting event, but it explains why it's undocumented. It's probably still in beta. This event, captains can go through supply event page and exchange gold mithrilites and pins for renewal supply cards. Captains 70 or higher can exchange up to 2 rounds of renewal supply cards. Captains 80 plus can exchange up to 6 rounds. The cost will gradually increase each round. 10 renewal supply cards is required for 1 supply pull. However, 1 supply pull guarantees 30 renewal tokens. These tokens can be used to purchase Ancient Heritage 1, Ancient Will for 2, AE and SS Imaginon is for 1, Advanced Skill Materials is for 2, Crystal Cores for 50, Twin Soul Crystals for 2. Alright, and that's it for the patch 4.2 rundown. And again, this is all from Honkai official group. You can be able to find them on their Discord group. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.